how viable is President Trump's 20-point Gaza peace framework in light of a deep Palestinian distrust, as well as the accusations that it serves Israeli interests over Palestinian rights?
Good evening, everyone who's watching, and to you. Unfortunately, the USA is the only country that can change what's happening in the Middle East and can pressure Israel to reach a ceasefire. Yes, this 20-point plan actually serves Israel's interests more, but at least it is the only solution that was put to try to reach a humanitarian truce and halt the Israeli military operations against the Palestinians. Maybe the 20-point plan was only about some things like having a foreign administration in Gaza and with Hamas withdrawing from the Gaza Strip and disarming them, and not try to have them in control in the administration in any way or form. And then the most important thing, having no hate speech against Israel whatsoever. And so maybe these are good things, but they lack they lack actual implementation in the real world. Maybe the Arab countries are supporting it, and other countries as well, because they know the USA is the only country that can pressure Israel and Netanyahu to stop the military operations against the civilians in Gaza. And so having an international committee with lots of leaders participating, like the USA president said, this can actually be good to try to find some mechanisms to implement some solutions that benefit the Palestinians, especially that what Trump said yesterday. He was talking about a transitional period where some techno Palestinians will be in control, and then in the future try to reform a government so that they have the upper hand in the control of the Strip. But what the USA did yesterday is actually trying to get back support back that was stopped on Israel and the USA, especially after the voting that the countries all over the world did to recognize a Palestinian statehood. And so this is actually what caused the USA government to try to move, and even in Israel internally they were protesting to change their strategy. And so, yeah, maybe some things that Trump reaffirmed yesterday, according to a framework, was one point, which is releasing the Israeli detainees within 72 hours only after agreeing to these points. And I think that Netanyahu, before this meeting, was able to change lots of these points, which will benefit him and will have them stay in control, either domestically in Israel or having some masks so that he isn't presented in international courts for the crimes that he did in in Palestine. And so we are waiting for a real implementation, either with Trump's administration or someone in control, which is not really welcomed in the Arab countries, because this actually allowed some weight in the Palestinians, and with his history with what happened in Iraq. And so Trump's presence is always having plans in Israel's favor.
Well, also, which still kind of means that the Palestinians themselves are still, distrustful, especially given the implications that could possibly arise from Netanyahu's insistence on maintaining a military presence in most of Gaza, even after endorsing the plan. Does this somehow undermine the proposal's credibility as a peace roadmap, given, the Israeli history of breaking any agreement?
Unfortunately, there will not be a peace plan that will succeed in the Gaza Strip. What Trump said, with the upper hand being in Israel's hands, this actually will then evaluate how the Palestinian administration is. They said that Gaza needs to be a arm-free zone and a hate speech-free zone, and the control will be in the hands of Israel, and so Israel will use different mechanisms maybe to try to breach any agreement, to try to control the Gaza Strip again, and in addition to their forced displacement trials that Egypt has condemned. Now there is some transition through the point that said that people from Hamas can live peacefully, either staying in Gaza and disarming them or leaving Gaza peacefully, but he didn't say that they have a right to be back, and so this means that he is trying to rid the Strip of its original civilians and have a few left, so that he can benefit economically, that Trump and Netanyahu can see as a connection point between the USA and Israel and the whole Arab region.